If you have just stumbled across this site, you have a choice. You can turn around and stumble back to your precious little safety spot, grinding for hours and wandering around aimlessly. Or you can come with me on a trip that will transform your game. Because I'm on a mission. A mission that has led me to the max cap in the game in under 8 days. Just check out the video.
Really, check it out.
Because if you fancy seeing yourself equipped with the best gear, if you can't stop yourself from hoarding more gold even when you really don't need to, or if you want to beat the game and know the surefire methods to power level in Guild Wars 2, this is the only chance you're going to get. Imagine something so powerful it just launches your game to a whole different planet. Heck, make it a whole different solar system. Believe me, this is something so new and different to anything you've ever heard of or seen before, because you've been led down the wrong path. In fact, you've been forced in the opposite direction. Until now, imagine something with the power to blow apart your pathetic character and drop you headfirst into leveling speeds that exceed your wildest dreams. Now imagine this game-changing transformation in the space of a few days. Nothing could prepare you for this. But be warned, this is so different from the usual run-of-the-mill so-called techniques that flood the internet, you might not have the stomach for it. We're about to go on a mind-bending journey so far off the beaten path, you won't know where the heck you are or what hit you. You see, I've been playing for the last decade at the world's top MMORPGs, Ultimate Online, EverQuest, Dark Age of Camelot, and World of Warcraft, blasting through levels on my way to the top level at the fastest time possible. It comes from my childhood obsession of trying to complete Super Mario 3 and Doom 2 in record time. It's in my blood. And if this is the kind of greatness you want to achieve, I urge you to read on. Because I guarantee that by the time you reach the end of this video, you will understand Guild Wars 2's better than 99% of the players out there. I was immediately drawn to ArenaNet's newest game. And despite its many delays, Guild Wars 2 still managed to be the most anticipated game out there. And there are plenty of good reasons. But all the anticipation in the world is meaningless if you can't figure out how to get through such a massive new game. So I started early. I dove into the beta weekends events, sifted through all the professions, explored the dynamic events and hearts, and when the game came out, there was just so much more to explore. Crafting, disciplines, storyline, and explorable dungeons. Sigil and build choices, the list was endless. You see, MMOs are an interesting breed. They've grown and changed a lot in the last 10 years, and the games that have hit the market as a result have gotten bigger, more in-depth, and much more fun to play. Gone are the years of grinding and aimless wandering. But when the grinding goes and hundreds of quests take its place, players are left scratching their heads. How do I get through all of this content? Guild Wars 2 is a massive game. Don't let the 80 levels fool you. There is more content in this game than most MMOs ever have at initial launch. It has 8 professions, 8 crafting disciplines, structured or tournament PvP, and to top it off, hundreds of quests. Throw in the endless possibilities with sigils, builds, traits, weapon mechanics, crafting recipes, world versus world PvP. Phew! And you have a game with so much to do and so many places to go that players are tearing their hair out trying to figure out what to do first and how to get through it faster. Within 2 days of the launch, I've had dozens of players knocking down my door in chat trying to get me to help. They wanted to know how I was already at level 40 on the first day of the launch. They wanted to know how I had obtained such amazing gear in such a short time. And they wanted to know if I would share my methods with them so they could join me at the top. Fast forward a week. I'm at level 80, pimped out with my first legendary weapon and tournament PvP armor. Cue a stampede of players wanting to know how I did it in record time. But allow me to properly introduce myself. Hi there. My name is Jeff. I've been playing Guild Wars 2 since its original beta period in 2010. It's been an obsession of mine ever since. Some claim to be professional GW2 players. Others prove it. I have mastered every single profession in GW2. I've helped my friends, relatives, and colleagues to level their characters. All my experience will be yours. You see, there are players in the game, and then there are professional players. Let's be perfectly honest. 1 out of 10 players will eventually reach level 80. Note the use of the word eventually. They'll sit in front of their computer for 12 hours a day, running back and forth like a chicken with its head cut off, needing to constantly group up with others to prevent dying, getting ripped off at the trading post, trying to learn from mistakes. Basically, playing the game wrong for 6 months. And then they reach level 80 for one character, after 6 painful months. But here's the good news. You are about to discover the exact tips on how I level in record time. And when I say exactly, I mean it. See, ArenaNet has made some incredible changes in their new MMO to how basic leveling works. They have changed the fundamentals to where players no longer run aimlessly around. Zones and areas are broken down into dynamic events and hearts, which are really quests that you can complete as many times as you like. So everyone thinks it's easier. They think they'll get through the game at top speed because the game is telling them what to do. So what happens? What happens between those first few self-satisfying level ups and the 45 hours it ends up taking to reach level 30? There are countless quests, countless diversions, and so many directions pulling at you all at once that if you don't know how and where to balance your time, you're never going to make it through the game in one piece. Guild Wars 2 has many different methods to gain XP and level up. Toss them all into a pile and try to sort out which combination gets you to the next level fastest. Your head will literally explode, but I guarantee that I've completed it in the most efficient method. And here's why. I have played through every single profession in the game and have built up all 8 of them with legendary weapons and pimped out each of their crafting disciplines, each of them zipping through their levels at record speed. I've recorded everything down and written up every possible method I've seen to make your job that much easier at leveling. I've done all the hard work so that you don't have to. Tested live and constantly updated with every single patch to ensure that you don't get stuck with hearts and events that don't work, paths that don't exist anymore, short of XP and unable to level up. You will learn exactly what you need to reach the next level and how to build up your leveling speed to the fastest possible speeds without ever having to slow down. In short, you'll be leveling at the absolute optimum speed. In addition to that, you'll receive constant updates to provide necessary upgrades, additions, boosts, and patches to your guides, so you never get left behind. You will receive a premium lifetime membership, your very own login name and password, ensuring that every time there's a major patch or update to the game, you are not left behind on your leveling efforts. Log into the private members area and absorb all the changes. Never again will you be left out in the cold. I will practically force you to be at the top of your server for months and years to come. I've been toiling away over the question of how much to charge for such a guide. I've talked to my fellow players, including those who I have personally helped level through the game. I have talked to my friends and guildmates. Everyone wants me to ask for what it's worth, for at least $97. Not only that, but if you were to hire a professional Chinese farming company to level for you, you'd not only end up paying over $400, you'd also risk getting your account banned. But I set out to help my fellow Guild Wars 2 enthusiasts, and I know that by setting such a high price, I would make it hard for so many casual players to get involved in the game. I want everyone to feel like they can be a part of the action and reach the next level with the best of them. I will virtually give away a very limited number of copies, and after that, revert the price back to what we originally decided. In other words, $97. So to make sure that you get your hands on this information, no matter what your situation, we are practically committing online suicide by handing you the whole package, get this, for just $37. After that, you'll have to pay the full cost. No ifs, no buts. Within an hour, you will see that my guide along with the blueprints will show you how to copy the exact strategies I used to hit level 80 in 2 weeks. Not to mention the proven template paths that you can use to power level at neck-breaking speeds. So, here's what you need to do right now. All that's left is for you to access this system right now. Just click the download button and get it all started. Oh, and one final thing. Due to the massive buzz, a number of websites talking about this on Google alone, and very high demand, I have no choice. I may be forced to pull down this page very soon in order to keep this system working privately for you and others, including myself. So only a very selected few of us rule Guild Wars 2 and PvP. So go ahead. It really is your turn to become the next Guild Wars 2 champion. Let's do this together. Hit the download button now, and I'll see you in just a minute on the inside.